Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Capricorn spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements, Wisdom, Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, well, we have the moon, and at the time I'm recording this, we're just about to have that new moon in Aquarius, and then during February we'll actually have a full moon in Leo, which for you guys is your 8th house, and then we'll have a new moon in Pisces, which is your 3rd house. So be on the lookout for those lunar cycles as being significant this month. Speaking of Pisces, we have that coming up in the dice as well. And like I said, for you guys, that's your 3rd house communications, so definitely be an impact there. And we'll have Venus in Pisces, and Neptune's been there for quite some time as well. And we have 11, so 11th house energy, generally speaking, points to your friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. And for you guys, that's Scorpio energy. Astrologically speaking, not much going on there. We do have the South Node there, but other than that, nothing really going on. Alright, so with those out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. Okay, in the main situation position, we have the 4 of Wands, and challenging that, we have the Sun. So really the way I'm seeing these two cards play out, because they're both pretty positive cards by themselves, but to see this challenging that could just be saying that you might actually be looking forward to some time within your home environment, right? For example, especially if you're a Capricorn Sun, right? It might have been a lot of people putting demands on your time during your birthday season, right? Like, oh, come on, let's go out for drinks, let's go out for dinner, let's do this, let's do that, right? And while it might have been well intended, right, and you might have received it that way, you just might have been a little bit drained by the time you were done with all that, right? So you're like, okay, I'm actually looking forward to a little bit of quiet time this month. That's one way I could see that playing out. Let me see what else comes to mind. And it could just be saying that maybe you're actually being called to attend some kind of an event as well, but you just feel like you don't have much energy for it this month. All right, in the foundation position, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, to me, this is another indicator that says that you're probably just going to want to withdraw within your home environment. If you're with a romantic partner, you probably want to spend time with them, but outside of that, I feel like you don't want to do much socializing this month. I feel like you just really want to be more inward and introspective this month. All right, in the past position, we have the 7 of Swords. So another way this could have been playing out too could have been saying that you might have ended up overspending during that time, right? So again, maybe, on top of your birthday, if you were a Capricorn Sun, obviously toward the end of December when your season first starts, we have a bunch of holidays, right? So maybe you're just looking at a little bit of overspending that you might have done too, right? Like, okay, I really went a little overboard with the spending, need to rein it in, just stay a little bit more low-key this month. So that could be another way it's playing out too. This can point to some deception as well. But yeah, to me, I feel like it's more of you were wrapped up in a cycle and didn't necessarily see what was going on in the moment, right? So it's just one of those things where the expenses might have piled up more so than outright deception this month. All right, and in the present position, we have the 7 of Cups. So yeah, this is actually Scorpio energy here, which is 11th house, and that came up in your dice as well. So this could just be saying that you might even be, again, like I said, maybe looking back on what happened over the last month, right, and realizing like, okay, I really went a little bit overboard here, right, and now wanting to withdraw from that, and possibly reevaluating how much you interact with the groups that you do, right? So you might be like, okay, this is a bit much now. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for all of you, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It looks like there's just this theme where you feel like you might have overdone it a little bit over the past month, and now you're just trying to lay back this month. All right, and in your future position, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, this is another indicator that for me says that this month you guys will be a lot more withdrawn, right? Just tapping into your intuition a little bit more, right? Possibly just dealing with emotions a little bit more as well, but it looks like you're definitely going to be more withdrawn compared to how you might have been in January. All right, the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, to me this says that you would like to start something new, right? But again, like I said, you just might feel like you're in a bit of a low energy cycle just because you might have just had so much going on over the month of January. So like, okay, I would like to start something new, but let me clear the deck of everything else before I get there, right? So that could be what you guys are feeling now. Okay, in the environment position, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here. It could just be saying that you might be feeling a little bit stagnant now, right? Like I said again, I feel like there was something where you might have felt like you threw your time and energy out of balance in January. Now in February, you're trying to make up for that, right? Like, okay, definitely went overboard. Let me really keep it low key this month. Now, this can be someone in your environment as well, and they could quite possibly be feeling the same way, right? Where, like I said, especially if you are romantically involved with someone, you both might feel like, okay, yeah, we definitely just need to rein it in and stay a little bit more close to home base this month. Right, in the hopes or fears position, we have judgment. So for a lot of you, this could be more of a hope, right? Where you're hoping to get a bit of a redo on something. Um, and we do see the horn looks like it's blowing toward the feminine energy, right? So again, like I said, maybe if you've been overdoing it with certain things, like getting out a little bit too much, just taking on too much in general, now you're hoping for a bit more of a low energy cycle to just stay in a receptive mode, right? And let things come to you rather than being out doing things a lot. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is actually Taurus energy here. Now, for the majority of you, I feel like this will be a bit of a short-lived thing. Now, I will say, just be on the lookout for this potentially being an indicator that if you do continue to just keep overdoing it, right, and constantly on the go, there could be a potential for burnout, right, to where you might get a little bit sick. Now, this wouldn't be like a major chronic thing, but just more of something that could sideline you for a few days. But yeah, that's one way I can see that playing out. And for others of you, like I said, if you did overdo it in some way as you went through the holiday season and then into your season, right, you might look back on that and be like, okay, yeah, we definitely overspent a little bit over the past month. Need to rein in a little bit, but I don't feel like it's going to be a long-term setback for you by any means. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. So yeah, to me, this says that, especially if you're romantically involved, the person that you're with, that's going to be where you're going to feel most at peace this month, just spending time with them. And for others of you, could just be saying that this could be a bit more of a recommendation, right? To find someone who you really have a meeting of the minds with, right? To where you can approach things from the same angle, and then you don't have to worry about things getting a little bit too out of control, right? Because you're just scattering your energy too much and trying to do too many things at once. And this can also represent a partnership around business as well. We do tend to think of more of a love relationship with the cups, but it can be business partnerships too. Okay, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions. And it says, Let your life be transformed. Okay, it says, When you stop making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable and your life is completely transformed. Magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you. So, interesting message there. I don't necessarily see anything that would have pointed to assumptions. Now, to be fair, we did just wrap up a Mercury retrograde that was in your sign. So, there definitely could have been some miscommunications during that time, right? And maybe that could have been what caused some things to go off the rails as well. But as we're moving through February, the post shadow period is going to wrap up around the middle of the month, maybe even a little earlier than that. So, you'll probably feel the energy dissipate as the month goes along. Moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Clean It Up. There's the artwork, and the number is 21. So yeah, Clean It Up, that makes you think of what we were talking about there, right? But like I said, if you feel like you overdid it in some way over January, or even going, like we said, to the beginning of the season with all the holidays that happen around the world during that time, now you might feel like, okay, time to hit a reset button, right? Get things back in order, and regroup. So let's see what it has to say in the book. Okay, essential meanings says getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of the way natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lined out for you. So yeah, that'll be a pretty positive message there. Yeah, like I said, it could just be another indicator. I mean, like we said, your time of year, your season has a lot of holidays on top of your birthdays if you're a Capricorn sun. So yeah, it could just be you had too much going on and now you're just trying to recover. All right. The relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So yeah, pretty positive message there too. And again, like I said, you guys did have a Mercury retrograde in your sign, so if there was any need to clear the air there, seeing the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck is definitely a good indicator for that too. Okay, the prosperity message says simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. So yeah, that definitely aligns with what we were talking about there, right? Where, like I said, for a lot of you, it seems like that energy is already passing for you, where the demands on your time were heavy. But for some of you, it could just be saying that you might still need to put your foot down, right? If that's not the case, so you can get that alone time that you need to reset. All right, and lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Manipura Chakra mudra, and the keyword for it is willpower. All right. Let's see if we can get everything in the frame. Yep, there we go. So if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say, you can. But under benefits, it says strengthens digestion, improves the health of the liver, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, pancreas, and small and large intestines, bolsters willpower, improves martial ability, increases personal magnetism. So if that sounds like a murder, you think would be beneficial for you guys, with the name in the description video as always, wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.